Yes, you guys, what you're saying, I'm EFC. This is Reguilon Stevie, and today I've got a very big newsly video for you guys. Now, I'm going to focus on 4 stories today, and they are going to be on the latest news surrounding Willian. Some news I'm hearing too about Benrahma. I'll be speaking about a signing we're expecting to make for next week as well. And to end things, I'll be speaking about Sergio Reguilon, the Xavier left back that we are currently being linked with. So today, you guys, this is a massive day for news. Honestly, this news is unrelenting, so I hope you guys enjoy. And if you like today's video, again, I'm going to be very ambitious. I've got over 100,000 subs now, so I'm going to ask for 4,000 likes for today's video. Now, I'm going to get this Willian news out of the way first. In the previous newsly video I did a few weeks back, I told you guys already that Arsenal had already agreed terms to sign Willian. Now, during those times, nothing was fully finalised at that point in time, and there was still hopes from Frank Lampard and the club and Willian himself that he may find a new deal to remain at this club. Of course, we all know that Willian wants 3 years to stay here, and unfortunately, he never got those terms he wanted at this club. We only offered him a maximum of 2 years, and of course this meant that Willian was going to be on his way out because he has options from across Europe, you guys. Now, Lampard was really desperate for Willian to stay. Lampard really values Willian's experience, and with the young team he's forming, with so many young attacking players here currently, and of course with so many injury-prone young players at this club right now, in your Hudson-Odois and your Pulisic, Willian's expertise and experience would have been vital and very beneficial for this team. Now, at this point in time, it seems like Willian's Chelsea career has finally come to an end. Now, I'm sure some of you guys are very happy to hear that, and it seems like Willian right now is destined to sign for Arsenal. Now, it looks like he secured himself a ridiculously sick deal with Arsenal, because it seems like he is going to get his 3-year contract plus the option to extend by another year, which is really typical in football. And I'm sure that if Willian does meet some contractual clauses, then yes, he will automatically get another year's extension on top of his deal. Now, of course, Willian has been a great player for us over the years. And I have to tell you guys this too, I've regularly critiqued Willian's performances over the past few years, ever since I've started this channel. But as I've been trying to learn the game more, as I've been trying to expand my thoughts more, speaking to the right people that have so much great experience and knowledge in the game too, it made me reevaluate how I was seeing Willian. Too often I was critiquing Willian for the things that he wasn't doing without realizing the things he was adding and the things the managers expected to see from him. Now, Willian plays down the right-hand side as a playmaker who plays in a support role. He's not playing down the right-hand side to get inside the box to score goals. He's there for his build-up and for his ability to hold the ball up and obviously link up the play in the final third. Now, unfortunately, during times like this in modern day football, if you're not getting regular assists or regular goals, most fans don't really see the real benefit to a player. Of course, managers will see things absolutely differently, and one thing that Willian has been key in throughout this entire season is his ability to start the moves that create goals. He works very hard, he's super fit, and it's no surprise that Lampard was desperate to keep him, and it's no surprise too that Arteta really wants him at Arsenal. I feel like I'm going to have to do a video to just speak about Willian's entire career with us. I do think that he has been criminally misunderstood, but this is football. If Willian never got the demands he wanted here, he's completely entitled to go elsewhere, and you know what, he's a free agent right now. There's nothing we can do, and you guys, what I can say is good luck to Willian. He's been a great servant for us, and for me, I think he's been one of the best players throughout this season. But now we move on to the second story today, and I want to speak about Benrahma because this links on nicely after this Willian news. Now, I can tell you guys straight away, the interest in Benrahma is still concrete, and a potential move could still be on the cards. With Willian and Pedro leaving this club, there is a spot available to be filled by Benrahma. The reality is though, at this point in time, Benrahma is seen more as the icing on the cake and not as a main priority to sign. Right now, Benrahma's price tag and valuation is fully dependable on whether Brentford do get promoted, or of course if they mess up in the playoffs and remain in the championship. If Brentford don't get promoted, this works out perfectly in our favour because that will dramatically reduce the fee that Brentford want to let him go. If Brentford don't get promoted, we could have a ridiculous bargain inside Benrahma. Now for me, Benrahma's a player that even when you speak about him, you can't help but smile. He's one of those players that just adds so much imagination to the field, one of those players that you would happily pay money to see. And it's not just skill and style over substance, Benrahma has that substance to back up his amazing talent. But still though, you guys, right now the club have other main priorities to sign. We're looking at left backs, defenders, DMs, goalkeepers. Technically, we could afford to survive without Benrahma once Kai does sign for us, but when you consider that Pulisic potentially could be out for a few months, and what I'm saying is purely based on a video released by this American YouTuber who's renowned for his sports science. He's saying that, analyzing the injury that Willian picks up, he could potentially be out for a few months. So we'd have to see what happens on that front, you guys. Please don't quote me too strongly on that. But for the sake of this point, considering the fact that both Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi are injury prone at this point in time, if you're Saeed Benrahma, you feel confident that you could potentially win a place in this team right now if you were to sign for us. As I'm constantly stressing, Benrahma is a 2-on-1 player. He has the playmaking abilities to match with the goal scoring abilities. The advantage is that he's already in London, meaning that he doesn't have to go on quarantine for 2 weeks. Honestly, and this sounds bad because Brentford have been a great team in the Championship. They play great football, but I would love to see Benrahma sign for us, you guys. I would love to see this guy sign for us. If that means that Brentford can't get promoted, please make that happen. Honestly, you guys, I need to see some sauce at the bridge for next season. But on that point now, we move on to the third story today, and I want to speak about the player that's destined to sign for us next week, and his name is Xavier Mbuyamba, the young player that's just left Barcelona and is currently available on the free. Now, from what I've been told, Mbuyamba is expected to link up with the team next week to start his training sessions. At this point in time, he's currently having his holidays. But yeah, you guys, it seems like he is destined to sign for us for next week. But when it comes to his future right now, from what I'm hearing at this point in time, of course, it's not fully 100% concrete. So I'm going to be absolutely honest with you guys, but from my trusted sources, what I'm hearing is that Mbuyamba is expected to join up with the development team once he signs for us. Now, the reason for this is that, number one, it allows Frank Lampard an opportunity to see how he progresses, and of course it gives the player an opportunity to just settle at the club and obviously just acclimatise to his new surroundings at Cobham. Now, there's currently space for this to happen because at this point in time, it seems like our development defender in Dino Simu is expected to leave on loan. Right now, I don't know who the loan club is, but all I'm hearing is he's expected to leave on loan. Now, I'm going to let you guys know, if he doesn't sign for us next week, the reality is he is going to be with us from next week. Right now, we've done something similar with another young Dutch striker that we're close to signing from Stoke City. His name is Mohamed Sanko. He's seen as the new Lukaku, 16 years old. He scored 2 goals against our youth team as well, and he has a ridiculous, massive reputation. So many clubs from across Europe have been after his signature. However, he has been training with the development squad, and he's also destined to sign for us very soon. Now, is Mbuyamba signing a bit of a surprise? Not really whatsoever. We've all read the stories, you guys. I've covered it here myself on Blue Lines TV. Back then, his agent publicly announced that his client would be leaving Barcelona. They never agreed to a new contract deal, and of course, this meant that Mbuyamba became a free agent. His agent publicly spoke about the interest from us. His agent spoke about Frank Lampard's big interest in his client. Of course, it's probably no surprise. Mbuyamba is 6'5". He is exceptional at moving the ball too. He is great aerially too, and all these attributes are things that Frank Lampard really wants in his defender. Mbuyamba is already training with this club from last season too, and of course his move never came through due to the transfer ban that happened. This meant that he moved to Barcelona, but of course they absolutely fumble things up, and to be honest, I don't really understand what Barcelona are doing. The way they're running their club right now is an absolute joke, and you know what? It's great for us because it seems like we're signing one of the best, most promising young defenders in Europe at this point in time. Now, would it surprise me from next season if Mbuyamba got minutes playing in the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup? I don't think so. But anyway, you guys, right now, the club in general is just absolutely on fire. We're only thinking about the signings we're making for the first team. However, when you consider the amount of ridiculous talent that we are signing for our youth teams, for our development squads, I mean, this is what I've been telling you guys for a long time. Once you give the youth academy players an opportunity, it means that other young players across Europe are going to start becoming attracted to you. This gives us a ridiculous advantage when it comes to signing some of the very best players, as we're seeing with mbuyamba and Mohamed Sanko. Honestly, right now, the dream is really real. The dream is absolutely real, and you know what? I can't wait for things to wrap up very soon, you guys. But anyway, we also have another big story to end on. Just because it's the last story doesn't mean it's the worst one. I'm now going to speak about Sergio Reguilon because reports from Sky Sports are suggesting that we are currently interested in signing this left back. Now, as I said, this story came from Sky Sports, so of course we know that their reputation for being a trusted source, it's not the same anymore, you guys. Anyway, they're reporting that we are willing to make an offer to sign the player, and this comes as no surprise because recently Reguilon has been linked with a move to Everton, where it was announced very publicly that he could be made available for £18 million. Now, £18 million could be an absolutely unreal bargain, and this seems to make sense because right now Madrid have Marcelo and Mendy. They have 2 left backs already, and there's literally no place for Reguilon in their team. Now, I might have to burst a few bubbles right now, but if you're asking me, this seems like prime Bakarian. Because of course reports came out recently that Reguilon has signed up to his agency, and if you're asking me, now that Everton stupidly made it very public that he was available for £18 million, it's only natural now that Kia is now going to sound his client out to many other clubs. Because of course, if he can get a move to a better club, that's going to be better for the player, and it's going to be better for Bakarian too, because of course he gets to keep some relations at Chelsea too, with Willian destined to sign for Arsenal. And I personally think that this could be a pretty interesting development. Now, for you guys that don't know who Sergio Reguilon is, I'll give you guys a brief little analysis on the style and type of player he is. Now, I say this word quite a lot for the left backs we're being linked with. He is a proactive player. Proactive means that instead of just holding his position, he's going to close the opposition man down, he's going to get tight, he's going to be tenacious, and he's going to close that player down. For a team like us that focuses on counter-pressing, you know, kick-starting those counter-attacks, you want players comfortable in this type of pressing, you guys. Reguilon has a lot of pace. He has decent crossing ability, but his main great attributes are his ability to beat his man with his dribbles, because this guy, he really carries that ball like a winger. You know, he kind of reminds me a bit of a Jordi in that sense that he has that low center of gravity. He's comfortable beating his man too, and I think a skill set like this is amazing, and that's due to their ability to open up spaces for you. So this could be a great skill for us. And one more great attribute about Reguilon's game is his ability to time his runs inside the box. He's very comfortable making those overlapping runs and those infield underlapping runs too, which is crucial for creating those overloads against teams by playing down the flanks. He's only 23 years old, he is not the complete player, he has a very good all-round game, and he has some amazing attributes to his game as well. And if you were to sign him, you're signing a great young fullback that has the potential to become even better. He's been seen as one of the best left backs in La Liga this season. Honestly, as I keep stressing you guys, we have options in this window. So on that point, I'm going to wrap things up and keep things moving. Thank you for watching. I'm FC. This is Willian TV. I'll catch you guys tomorrow with some more videos.